What's up guys, we are River, Corin and Mila, also known as North South Travels.
And we road trip the NC500 as first time van lifers in this.
The Volkswagen California T6.1 camper van. Little did we know that our road trip into the Scottish Highlands would come with priceless highs, a wee few frustrating times. We tick off bucket list meet and greets and make unbelievable pit stops along the way to brush our teeth out. We were about to embark on 2 weeks around the North Coast 500, including the Isle of Skye.
But before we do, we're spending a couple of nights here in Edinburgh at the Dunstan Houses.
A boutique hotel run by the loveliest family, as they put it, a little bit romantic and a lot luxurious.
So that was Dunstan Houses, and now let's go check out Edinburgh.
A short walk along the river brings you into the centre of Edinburgh. The city itself is beautiful, old mixed with new, and the iconic Edinburgh Castle sits above it all. The charming cobbled back streets are lined with cafes and eateries to pull up a chair and grab a bite to eat. So that's exactly what we did.
So we're all ready to go, we've packed up everything and now we can't find the car keys. Both of us last saw them on the floor this morning, which means that Miss Mila has taken somewhere. We don't know where.
It's 5 to 12, we have to check out at 12. Excuse me, where have you put the car keys? Last resort is this suitcase. Where were they?
In one of our bags right at the bottom. Miss Mila obviously had fun.
It's 12 o'clock on the dot, we've got to check out. We're heading to the shop to grab a few bits and then we're heading to go outdoors to grab a portable toilet.
Let's go.
First on the agenda, stock up the van. As you can imagine, the cupboard and fridge storage isn't huge, so we just grabbed enough for the first few days. With that all packed away, it was toilet time.
Well, hey, he's only gone and got it. Looking. Got your toilet?
We got a toilet.
The drive was 3 hours up the east coast from Edinburgh to Inverness, where the official start of the NC500 route begins. We were headed for our first campsite of the trip, so we could fill up the fresh water tank and get to grips with the van a little more.
We just made it to our first campsite.
Okay. Mila, stay this side, please. Beginner's guide to plugging in your van. How do we know if it's on? What happens now?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Is it charging?
I don't know.
We've just spent the best part of an hour trying to figure out if our camper van is electric hooked up, and how to turn the gas on. So basically, obviously we use the cable to connect the electricity, fine, but there's like a little symbol that should come up on the dashboard, which we didn't know and didn't have. So luckily there's a couple in their camper van that's the same as this, so we just asked what, like, you know, if we're doing the right thing, and we weren't. So thankfully they were here, and thankfully we're now all sorted.
And the reason why the electric wasn't working is because we hadn't turned the fuse on in the fuse box.
It's such a great place here that has literally a kid's room with a bath, changing facilities, like brilliant. So we've just had an actual bath, put on our PJs, ready for bed.
That night, we accidentally broke the hinge off the roof bed. This also meant we wouldn't be able to stand up in the van for the remainder of the trip. Epic fail.
First night in the van.
The bed is really comfy itself, and we slept down here because it's quite cold upstairs. That meant that we shared with Mila. Madam, we need to rethink the plan. So I think tomorrow night, River is being sent upstairs.
However, we only have one quilt. It's like the Antarctic upstairs.
Put a jumper on, you'll be fine. I'm off for a wee. See you in 3.
After a lengthy day of driving, we arrived at John O'Groats, the northernmost tip of the UK. Can you even say you've been without a snap of a signpost? Our morning started every day by turning the van back from a bedroom to a van. From rain or shine, we headed to the boot to make some space, back inside to pull, push and rock the bed into action. Not the smoothest of daily transformations, but one we have to do. Some days went easier than others.
Morning! Yeah. Are you brushing your teeth? Every time we hit the road, we have to disconnect the gas, so we've been advised that I think it's a wise thing to do.
Eat up Mila's milk. She's happy. We're all set. Let's hit the road.
Another day, another drive, this time along the north coast, passing the very beautiful Loch Erebol, ending at the beaches of Durness.
Hey friends!
Waking the next morning to the crashing waves below, we encountered a slight hiccup with the gas canister in the boot.
Every time we try and disconnect the gas, there's a lid that secures the gas canister, but overnight there seems to be some kind of air suction that sucks the lid on so tight that we can never get it off again.
After several attempts by us, a man in a van twisted it off in one go. We must have loosened it for him, surely.
So we're going to cut that, and I managed to do it.
That guy's my hero.
Who knew Scotland had beaches like these? We certainly didn't. Call us naive, but we were surprised, very pleasantly surprised.
The landscape is nuts. Like, it's weird that we're coming here straight from Iceland because they literally feel quite similar. We were just saying, like, is Scotland quite Icelandic, or does Iceland feel like Scotland? Like, the scenery is just mind-blowing.
We started our trip down the west coast, driving from Durness to Ullapool. Many of the roads are windy and narrow, but with plenty of passing points along the route, it's easy to manoeuvre, or in this case, pull over to see a herd of deer casually grazing in someone's front garden. All our drives took way longer than the sat-nav said they would, but we didn't mind at all. The scenery was just out of this world. You can't help but get out of the van and take it all in. We did eventually make it to Ullapool to a park up with a lawn and picnic benches, which meant only one thing: dinner, dining al fresco, and fajitas were on the menu.
Morning. What a lovely day.
It's a beautiful day, and we're gonna go and walk down into Ullapool, where we spent the night last night, and have a look because the village looks really pretty.
The weather today is unreal.
Are we in Spain?
Tearing ourselves away from the beautiful town, we needed to get on our way. Today's drive was taking us further down the incredible west coast to the Torridon Estate. Each day we think we've seen the best of Scotland, and then it keeps on delivering.
Just pulled off onto a slip road, and I think we've found one of the best spots. Are you ready? Look at this view.
Spending time immersed in nature was not only good for the soul, but important for Mila to get out of the van. Plus it gave us some time to spend quality time with her, the reason behind all of this. Not wanting to leave but equally eager to see what's around the next bend was a constant toss-up. But wow, the Torridon Estate was everything we'd been promised and more. With no exact plan for the night, finding a spot to wild camp next to Torridon Lock was definitely a highlight of our trip.
We are staying here tonight. So Mila's had her bath, me and you are getting in there tomorrow.
Yep. Mila's had some hot water bath because I don't feel like she can quite face the freezing lock. What do you mean me and you? You said you're going in. What's on the menu, Daddy?
Omelette with tomatoes, halloumi, and that's it.
And some sweet potato.
And some sweet potato. The winner.
Yum yum.
We're off to bed. We slept better because all three of us were down here, so it was a lot warmer. However, I think we slept.
That's how we slept, because of the wind.
Yeah.
Although you slept all the way through, Missy.
It was so windy, so windy. We had the roof up, so it was extra windy, and we could hear the wind obviously coming through the tent at the top, and also that was making the van shake even more.
I'm searching for life again. I'm searching for a new beginning.
Bless her. She actually likes getting in that chair because she knows she gets to have like her milk and a little sleep as we drive off, because we always time like getting away in the morning with her nap time. So bless her, she doesn't even need us to have the motion of the car anymore. She just has her milk, puts it down, falls asleep. River! River! Oh my god! Oh!
I thought the car was in park and I've accidentally rolled forward. Then I've gone to try and press the brake and I've pressed the accelerator, but luckily we didn't go into a bin. But coffee's just gone all over Corinne.
Van life is not for everyone. And if you're married, you might not be by the end.
Rain falling off like pain. Like the sun.
We're coming up to the Scottish Highland cows.
We've literally
Look
just
at
come
them
on this
in the
path.
middle of the road.
He's right here. And there's a baby. Where you been?
I had to run back and get a picture.
You're a bit wet.
He started really chucking it down.
Time to drive the Bialakna Ba Pass, a sloping single-track road winding down through the mountains with hairpin turns and dramatic views. Sadly, the weather wasn't on our side, but the drive was still just as epic.
So the situation is, there are no hookups for tonight.
So, will we have enough battery to last us another night while camping? That is the question.
It will be our third night tonight while camping. Just wary of the electric.
It might be fine.
I think, yeah, to be honest, we should know more, but the battery still looks good on the screen. The hours are fine. So I think we just need to fill up some water and then we'll have to definitely find a hookup tomorrow. So that's what you're doing right now, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to look because we'll be roughly around Fort William Glencoe tomorrow night. So I'm on the Park for Night app and I can see a few around there, so I'm just going to give them a call and see if they've got any availability. But like the guys say, it's just crazy busy at the moment, so like every campsite we come to, it's just full, isn't it?
Highlights on the Isle of Skye include the incredible Old Man Store, one of the most iconic places in Scotland. Driving around the island, we were speechless. So much beauty in such a small place. The plan had been to leave the island today, but honestly, we weren't ready to leave. Too many sights, too many stops, and then we found the most secluded spot right by the water to pitch up for the night.
We decided to pull over and set up camp for the night. Cold?
A little bit,
Sadly, our time on Skye was up, but the epic drives kept on coming. We were destined for Fort William, a 3-hour drive passing the mountains, lochs, waterfalls and rivers. We booked an electric pitch for the night at the foot of Ben Nevis, Scotland's highest mountain. Can these pitch-ups get any better? Perfect place for a beer and a burger, I'd say.
This morning we're going to go and look at the Glencoe viaduct, which is basically well known as the Harry Potter train bridge. It's round the corner from where we stayed last night, close to Fort William. We've strapped Mila in and we're going to go and see it. Who's coming? We literally had no idea that this was happening. Mila, look!
You see?
This is crazy, literally. I thought that it ran from June to September because I read that somewhere, but then it felt like people were all waiting for it, didn't it? And then literally as we pulled the gate to like come to the more like higher viewpoint, we could hear the chick 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 chick. Yes, real.
After an unexpected morning, we got the chance to meet up with 2 van lifers we've been following for a long time, Jits into the Sunsets, Tanya and Adam. A great chat, and a few couples later it was sadly time to keep moving, passing through the iconic Glencoe to our final stop.
The last night in the van.
Bittersweet.
Why?
Because it means our journey's come to an end, but I'm ready to get out of such close quarters for a minute. That is it. Our NC500 plus Isle of Skye trip has come to an end. We've had the most amazing 2 weeks. It's literally flown by, but a lot happened on that trip, good and bad. It was quite a challenging trip as novices to van life, but that's not to say we wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, I think overall now looking back, it's been one of the most scenic drives we've ever done.
Yeah.
Ever. If the NC500 isn't on your list, especially as a road trip, you should definitely add it. It blew our mind.
Yeah.
And would we recommend taking your child or children? You should definitely do it.
Just every day is different, isn't it?
Yeah, every day is different. It's pure freedom for them.
Yeah.
And they can just go off and explore. And even for you, just to see their faces when they wake up in the morning when they're off exploring, it's just magical.
Yeah. Every day was like, wow, and it just makes you appreciate everything as well. Yeah.
If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. We are going to be releasing weekly videos. We've got some great trips coming up, and next week we will be doing an in-depth review on this very VW California, so you don't make all the same mistakes we made as first-time van lifers.
And there was a lot.